Yeah, look at this. Is that parking spot right there? That's wild. Originally introduced in Gran Turismo Sport, Scapes features thousands of beautiful photographs from around the world, built into the game in such a way that you can place your favorite cars within the pictures. And thanks to Gran Turismo's incredible graphics, they fit seamlessly within the photos, easily looking photorealistic given even the smallest effort. I never really used Scapes in GT Sport, but when GT7 released, I wanted to really get the most out of it, so I decided to explore for a bit. Initially overwhelmed with the options, I decided to filter it to find something familiar, so I just selected my country. The very first results were a location a few hours north of where I live, but to my surprise, the very next set of Scapes were all in my state. Not only that, I realized I actually knew most of the locations, and they were almost all, in fact, within 20 minutes of where I live. I immediately wanted to recreate photos with my car in these locations, even though my car wasn't exactly in the game, but when I sold it, I bought a GR86, which definitely is exactly in the game. This video documents our efforts to find and recreate as many of the local Scapes as possible. We found some success, as well as some incredible surprises. So, I'm here with my friend Oscar, who decided to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning because he's a crazy person. I guess I'm the crazy person for asking him to do it, but what we're doing is we're finding the Scapes locations in the Gran Turismo 7 Scapes in real life, and we're gonna try to take pictures of my car and then recreate them in the game. And that's that. Oscar, how you feeling?
Tired.
I bet. I brought him cookies though, it's okay. So first we're gonna go for, I think we're gonna go to NATO Parkway, which in the game is Front Street. See if you can see, I'm not sure.
We'll superimpose.
Perfect. And then we're just gonna park up, we're gonna try to get this angle, and then we're gonna try to get a picture as I drive by. So that's gonna be the first start.
This is fun.
Wait, were you in the building we're taking a picture of?
Then you arrive at your destination.
No. Yeah, so...
This is what... This is the place.
So it'd be further up because it's these two buildings, I think.
It's like this brownish building?
Yeah, so we want to be able to see...
It's like this building.
That's like probably a little bit further up.
The sun.
Yeah, you can probably pull it here and here. And then you would be driving up this way?
Either way, honestly, because we can place the car either direction. It's got to be right from this place. I wonder if they stayed here and they took the photos. As soon as we got out of the car, we realized that we found the exact spot that they took the photo from. A few things had been changed though. There was actually a brand new building behind one of the buildings in the forefront of the photo, and some of the lines on the street were actually painted different. Obviously, the time of the day was completely different as well, and this is about when I realized that I was not prepared with any kind of camera equipment, thinking that my phone was going to be good enough. And for the most part it was, but this was actually one of the few failures that we met, that we did find the spot. We found the first location really easily, but on top of it being the exact wrong part of the day, unfortunately I know very little about photography itself, and I only had my phone camera to work with. We absolutely could not match the proportions of the photo, but luckily, our luck was about to turn around. All right, spot number one down.
Next left onto Northwest Nido Parkway.
We will, thank you. Oh, this is the worst parking lot I've ever seen. That's not true exactly. Are we gonna get killed right now?
No, maybe at the 3.5 rated parking
We're
structure.
about to go to. So the next spot is a parking garage, and it has a 3.2 rating somehow. How do you rate a parking garage that low? What actually happened? I probably should have read the reviews.
Could not park. Penis stuck in window.
That's common.
West 9th Avenue.
There it is. You can actually see it right there.
West Norfolk Street.
You look to the left. This is a white structure. It's got like all the weird circles, the colored circles on it. It was wild trying to find all these just with Google Maps. I was like using Street View like I was driving around.
Need to hire that dude on who streams. You know?
Oh yeah, like the GeoGuessr guy.
Yeah.
What is his name?
Isn't it GeoGuessr? It's like GeoGuessr 1000 or some shit.
I follow him too. I'm embarrassed. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this place looks terrible. Is it a smart park technically?
Is it this parking structure?
Yeah, it's this one right here.
Yeah, it's a smart park. They're all kind of smart parks.
That's perfect. All right.
Your destination is on the right.
All right, so I think we definitely found the parking structure. It's gonna be crazy seeing this for the first time, because I've been looking at all the Scapes for, I mean, it's been over a year now. If you see something, say something. Damn. All right. This is exactly the Scape. This is wild. This is all these weird little holes. That's how I figured it out when I was looking through maps. I think this is, hold up, let's look. Struggling with my phone. Yeah, look at this. It is that parking spot right there. That's wild.
Ooh.
This is wild.
Yeah, this is a dope shot.
Is that actually the spot that I parked? Oh my god. That's wild. Accepting the fact that I wasn't going to be able to recreate it exactly, I set out to get it as close as possible with what I had, and I was a lot more pleased with this one. Not only was the next one in the same parking garage, but it was actually just about 50 feet from the first shot, so it was really nice to be able to knock out both of them in one fell swoop. I don't know if I was just too excited or I just got complacent after getting that last shot, but this third shot, the second one on the rooftop, definitely wasn't framed right and didn't turn out quite as good, but I'm not too mad about it. All right, 2 spots down. We are going to another parking garage by Pioneer Place, which is a very popular destination in downtown Portland. And we think we know exactly where it is. We're gonna head there. This parking structure, very successful shoot. Very excited about it. And also, this is a perfect opportunity to point out that I'm wearing my vape hat. Very important. All right, off we go.
So the parking structure should be this one right here.
Here we go. Smart park.
So the entrance should be up ahead.
Yeah. All the smart parks are pretty much the same. Except
Should
when
be.
they're closed.
Oh.
Well, the whole thing.
Third and Alder,
Let's-
yeah.
Circle around. All things considered, things had gone extremely well up to this point. It was really unfortunate, not only because this was one of my very favorite spots for Scapes locations, there were actually 4 or 5 different Scape shots within this one parking structure. I think deep down I really knew that it was completely closed, but I was still holding out hope that just that entrance had been closed, so we circled around. I can't see past that car. We're good. And it appears it is 100% closed. Damn. That is crazy. I guess they're building a new one right across the street. Well, this was a massive disappointment. We still had 4 different locations, and I didn't realize it yet, but there was a nice surprise lying just ahead of us. All right, so we're done with downtown Portland. There are a couple shots that are nighttime shots, and I want to make it true to the Scapes photo because, I don't know, I want to make it as exact as possible. So we're going to come back at nighttime sometime and take those. So now we're going to Kingston Drive, which is just like a windy road, and I wasn't able to pinpoint exactly what parts of the road they are. I even went through on Google Maps and clicked through the entirety of the road, and I couldn't find the exact spot. So we're gonna see if we can find anything that looks familiar. We have references. So it looks like we found Kingston. Wait. It says Park Row is closed, but in front of that it says slow share the park. I guess it's not closed. Honestly, I bet they're inspired by the fact that this is very much like, at least what from the outside a Japanese road looks like.
Yeah.
If you've seen the GT4586 drift video, you know Portland has some amazing toge roads. Kingston is less than 10 minutes from where that was filmed, and is one of the best paved roads I've ever seen, but is unfortunately part of a big park and is heavily monitored, so no shenanigans will be had here. While I was searching for the Scapes locations on Google Maps, I couldn't seem to find anything that matched the Scapes photos, but I was approaching it wrong. While I was looking for various things in the background and landmarks, Oscar was looking at the actual shape of the roads and referencing the map. While I was distracted by a wobbly bicyclist, Oscar actually found one of the Scape shots.
Oh, this is one of the pictures.
What's this one, Arboretum? After hooking up the GoPro with the plan to film the whole route, I dropped Oscar off on a little gravel patch, turned around, and headed back for the shot. I was so focused on looking for Oscar that I almost didn't slow down in time to make sure an approaching car wasn't in the shot, but luckily I zoned back in just in time, and Oscar nailed it. I gotta take this opportunity to recognize Oscar. The man had just recovered from Achilles tear surgery, and he's walking backwards, crouching down in gravel just to get a shot after waking up at 6 a.m. What a soldier. Alright, so we just finished driving through Kingston. I didn't think we were gonna be able to get a shot, but Oscar was able to get out. There's this nice little pull-off area, and I think Oscar nailed it. So I think we have, what, 5 or 6 different Scapes locations perfectly recreated.
Yep.
We're gonna head over to the east side. There are 2 streets with a total of, I think, 3 different spots. And that might be it. Maybe Lombard after.
All right.
As we've seen, while the Scapes locations have been recognizable, clearly time hasn't stopped in any of the spots. While lighting, time of day, construction, renovation, and even the changing of seasons have altered the look of some of the spots, nothing could quite prepare us for the final stop of our trip. Before that, however, we found a spot I had thought wasn't accessible by car, and I was right. So we've made it to the spot where the Mark 1 Bridge location is, but you can't actually legally drive a car. It's like a running trail. So we'll get out and look at the angle. So behind me is the Scapes location for the Mark 1 Bridge, and unfortunately, you can't actually, at least legally, drive a car onto that spot over there. And so, yeah, this is essentially the view, but the car's over there. Just imagine. Before we made our trip over here, I had mentioned that we had 5 or 6 shots recreated, but I didn't realize until later that we hadn't quite gotten one down correctly. The next couple of shots are actually shown out of order too, but it's going to make a lot more sense afterwards. For now, on to the next spot. So I think we found exactly, yep, there it is. Check that out. That's the location right there, with that scooter in front of it. As much as I was excited to recreate this spot, I was so excited by what we had found before that I didn't even consider where I should actually park my car for this shot based on the Scapes location itself. It was still nice to grab this location as well, but after we look at this, we're going to rewind to the best surprise of the whole day. Actually, I don't even need to right now. There's no one around. Okay, let's go and see this right here. Damn, this is a lot different if this is it. I'm not sure if it is. I'm not sure. We're going to find out. Boxing gym. This is it. Holy shit. One of the most iconic Scape shots in the city, one I've seen used dozens of times from random people with no connection to Portland just because of how fantastic the Scape looks on its own, is now nearly unrecognizable. I don't know why the artist chose to leave the boxing gym writing on the wall while covering absolutely every other inch of the building, but if they hadn't, we might not have been able to find this spot at all. Among the changes we were able to document in all the locations we visited, this was the most drastic, and arguably, the most beautiful. My plan to recreate the photos exactly quickly proved impossible, but nothing I could have possibly planned would have ever matched this. Like I mentioned before, we were so blown away by this final spot that we were distracted, but we did manage to get one more photo that just gives us another opportunity to showcase this incredible graffiti. In the end, I'm very satisfied with the results of our adventure. I really just wanted to find some cool photo spots from my favorite game, but ended up not only with a newfound appreciation for my city, but an appreciation for the inevitability of time and how it changes everything. We were able to recreate 9 of the Scapes photos in just that one morning, but even though 6 of them were impossible to get to and some are far too vague to find without Geo Rainbolt, I'm certain we can actually find 15 more just within Portland. Should we go get them?